Youngest of three who work with the Bears here. Also today in the ring you'll see my sister, Maureen Clark. And just outside the ring over here, my father, the senior Bear trainer, W. Murray Clark. Out of the three of us who work with the Bears here, I consider myself to be the most handsome. My family has been raising bears here since 1930, and we are the oldest family of bear keepers here in New England. And our entire experience has been with the North American black bear, Ursus americanus, the bear of America. This is the year-round lifetime home for our bears, and this ring is a part of that home. They enter willingly to train and perform, and many times when the show is over, they go back home reluctantly. They've had such a good time out here in front of an audience. Our bear family at this time numbers 9. We have 6 on display in these enclosures over back, and we've got an additional 3 across the street in special quarters. But I'll get to them in just a few moments. Before we bring them out to perform, we like to give you a little bit of background information to make this educational as well as entertaining. So we'll cover just a few of the more common topics that are asked of us during the summer season. Starting with, how long do they live? Well, that depends on who's caring for them. Out here in the woods of New Hampshire, we currently have an estimated population of wild bears that approaches 5,300 head. They're on the increase. The Fish and Game Department tells us there may be as many as 1 per square mile here in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. What does that mean to you folks? Well, if you're up here on your vacation and you're driving down a back road or you're out there hiking, camping, fishing, you may just meet a wild bear. And if you do, please stay away from them. Don't try to get close. Do not feed them. And most of all, don't offer up a family member to have a picture taken with a nice bear. It ends badly for all those involved. Now, the Fish and Game in this state has a program. It's called Something's Brewing in New Hampshire. It's a program to raise awareness about black bears out there at large. And they have given us a supply of these blue cards. And we hand these out after every show, right over here. If you'd like one, come over and get one. On one side, it tells you what to do if you see a bear in the woods. And on the other side, it has their catchphrase, only you can prevent bear problems. It has their website address as well. So if you visit the site, you can find out many more interesting facts and suggestions on how to live comfortably with Mr. Bear. How long do they live out here? Well, not very long. The current estimate is between 4 and 6 years only. Shame on Mother Nature, and shame on mankind. We do better here because our bears have a guaranteed living, a balanced diet, and we protect them. They're our personal property, our pets. And you know, there's a great deal of extended responsibility that goes along with that. Our bears live much, much longer than their counterparts out here in the woods. The oldest one we have at present, you won't see today. She's across the street in special quarters. She's retired. She lives over there in peace and quiet and shade. She has 2 houses to choose from, her own private swimming pool, 2 meals a day. She's collecting Social Insecurity, Medicare, and the paltry interest that they pay on her personal savings. I'm speaking of an old showgirl who worked the ring here with my father for many summers. Her name is Abenaki. She's 25 and a half. Thank you very much. But that's no record. The all-time best we've ever done raising a cub up into old age, he's laid to rest in the flower garden right over here. There are bears buried over there, some of our finest show bears in history. But the one that I'm speaking of, we called him Old Fella. He lived with us here for 38 years, 7 months. And we believe that's an all-time record for the North American black bear. We're a family of bear keepers, trainers, and handlers. We know them all by sight. They all have different faces. They have different personalities, different likes and dislikes. Now, many people are curious as to what we feed our bears here. So let me reassure you, their diet is very healthy. It does not consist of popcorn, candy, soft drinks, and junk food. If it did, it would be much cheaper for us to take care of them. Actually, the main portion of their diet is dog chow, dog pellets. They think it's bear food, and we've never told them otherwise. We don't even show them the bag it comes in. It has a picture of a dog's face on the cover, and we don't want to come in some morning and find them barking and growing long tails. But of course, if that's all they got, dog chow, that would be very mundane, like you and I eating cornflakes every meal of every day. So, we augment it with quantities of fruit and vegetables, cod liver oil, and some other vitamins and minerals that attest to their health and long life here with us. Out in the woods, on the other hand, it's a different story. They have a tough time of it out there. Mother Nature makes it very hard for her creatures to survive. Right now, they're eating grass and clover and other good-tasting plants. They'll also search out the wild berry crops: blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, elderberries, chokecherries. They can find colonies of insects, such as carpenter ants, to eat. They catch, kill, and eat small woodland creatures: chipmunks, squirrels, frogs, mice, and the like. Mr. Bear is omnivorous. Like you and I, he can live on both meat and flesh and vegetation. But 95% of a wild bear's diet is made up of vegetable matter. In the fall of the year, wild bears climb up into trees looking for beech nuts, butternuts, acorns, and apples. We feed our bears large quantities of apples in the fall of the year when they're ripe and sweet to help fatten them up for the coming winter. And on occasion, we've seen one of our bigger male bears eat a bushel of apples in 20 minutes. A bushel is 40 pounds. One male bear, 20 minutes. When he's done, he's full of applesauce. And incidentally, has become a walking cider press. Now, in the depth of winter, when you folks are back home and your visit here is nothing but a memory, our bear family is still here. They're denned up asleep in these gray wooden houses. We board up all of the openings except for one, so they can come in and out as they so choose. We provide them with hay. They take it inside and make a nest out of it. They don't eat the hay. And that's where they sleep for the remainder of the winter. They do awaken occasionally, however, to eat a small quantity of snow to help replenish body moisture that's given off during respiration. We don't abandon our bears here during the winter months. No, we come down and check on them quite often. We'll come down and count noses, take a bed check. We'll call to them, and they'll stick their head out of the open doorway. And the first thing they want to know, what month is it? We give them the local news, a rundown on the political situation, but we never feed them while the snow is on the ground. We stop feeding them here on December 7th, Pearl Harbor Day. From that point forward, we don't feed them again for 3.5 months. Now, if you think that's a hardship, think about their wild cousins out in the woods. They go without food for 4 to 5 months every winter. Farther north in Canada, it's even longer than that. And they can only do it if they fatten up sufficiently in the summer and fall and live on the fat tissue stored in their bodies. As they hibernate, they lose weight. Smaller bears don't lose as much as a larger bear. Take, for instance, a 475-pound male could lose up to 100 pounds body weight over the course of a winter. Many humans wish they could go to bed all winter and wake up in the spring 60 or 70 pounds lighter. But Mr. Bear has been at it for a long time, and he seems to have it down pat. Now, one more thing of interest that happens in the winter is the occasional arrival of the newborn cub. In our experience here with bear producing since 1951, we found that the average birth date is the 21st or 22nd day of January, just like clockwork, providing, of course, you had a wedding the previous June. We have many weddings here every June, but the population doesn't seem to explode. So we've come to realize that most of the marriages have been annulled. When they're born, they're very small, about this size. They weigh less than a pound. About 14.5 ounces is an average birth weight. At maturity, 5 to 7 years later, a large lady bear could get up to 250 or more pounds. A large male can exceed 500 pounds. And there you have it, a few of the bear facts. The bear show started here in 1949. That was the year that my father Murray and my uncle Ed decided they were going to teach and train cubby bears for show work. This summer makes 55 years of the bear show here at Clark Trading Post. Thank you very much. And this afternoon, with the help of my sister, we'll bring out our first performer, and we're going to do our best to put on a good show for you. We only make one guarantee, and that's that the bears are going to have a good time. Thank you for listening so quietly. Here we go. First one in, this is Ursula. 17 and a half. She's a full-grown lady bear. Born here, not married. And she drinks from a bear can. We find these along the edges of the highways here in New Hampshire. Parking lots, where the wild bears drop them, I guess. We bring them back here and recycle them. The contents of that can, milk and honey. She doesn't like it, but we make her drink it. This is a bear can, and this is a bear belly. And you know, she's ticklish. Coochie coochie coo, ticky ticky. My, no wonder she's ticklish. Would you look at that? She's barefoot. Now you'll notice that when she's done drinking the contents of the can, she won't drop it down on the ground and walk off like a people. No, she has better manners than that. She brings the can to me, turns it in, and gets a deposit. That's right. All good manners start at the kitchen table when the family is together. Could you take your place in the swing chair? Now, I'd like you to sit right around like a lady with your footies out. Thank you. Her turn for a ride in the swing chair. And she loves to swing. She has no fear of the motion or the height from the ground. Matter of fact, she thinks that all bears swing in chairs. Now, Ursula's father, Jasper, and my father, Murray, worked together here in the ring for 22 hot summers. They put on the show in pouring rain, blazing heat, sometimes even snowflakes in late October. And you know, Ursula's the spitting image of her dad. Her father was a bear. Well, I don't know what you thought he was. Let's see. Oh, here's one we try from time to time. She blubbered all over my face. You know, I lost about 3 lips before I got that stunt right. You don't know how hard it is to get a new set of lips nowadays. Well, I've got my trusty bear spoon, so I guess it's time to weigh her in. Notice how she gets on the scale? Just like a lady. One hand on the barrel and 1 foot right on the floor. Awful hard to get their true weight. Sweetheart, I'd like you to hold this with both hands for just a moment. Footy up. No, I said both hands. That's cheating. And dropped it on the floor, but I got a good measurement. 380 pounds. 380 in her bare skin. You know, that's about 2 pounds less than last show. Must have been to the ladies' room. Isn't she beautiful? Come to think of it, she's got a shape just like a pear. Huh. Well, here's a little tasty for you. Num num, she says. Do you folks know what they like better than ice cream? Anyone? Honey, that's a good answer. No, I was thinking little children. Parents donate a few every day. You know, kids that don't behave on vacation. Kids that aren't quiet in the car. Kids that don't eat their breakfast even though Dad pulled out his wallet and paid for it. This is the place. All they leave is the little shoes. But don't worry, we know all these kids are perfect. Just ask the grandparents. Now, I've got a few extra raisins and some peanuts, so I'll put those at the edge of the scale. I'd like you to bend down, pick those up, count them, and then hand them back to me. Where did they go? I said count them, don't eat them. Oh, well, she's got the same expression on her face as when that little boy disappeared about an hour ago. Well, my turn to hold the ice cream. Chocolate. Bears don't like vanilla, only chocolate. Well, I'm going to head right over here with my little bear behind. And I'm going to eat the rest of this ice cream all by myself, because no one seems to want to help me. Oh, you'd like to help. Well, I changed my mind. I think I'm going to go visit those folks. Well, maybe I'll just head right up. Guess I'm caught in a bear trap. A real live one. Your fingernails, darling. You're going to put a run in my stockings. And you better watch that. Careful, you're pulling my pants down. Look, they want to see you, bear, not me, bear. Actually, what she's doing is giving me the signal. She wants to gargle. Are you ready? Welcome. You know what the best advice my dad gave me about working with the bears was? He said, don't ever put your fingers in a bear's mouth. Like that. He said, whatever you do, Murray, you don't even want to try it like that. They might come out like that. They grow back in the winter. They do. My dad's got all of his fingers. Here, you hold that. I'll escape the bear trap. Ursula, since you're right here, I'd like you to do a few of your world-famous rollovers right here. And again. One more time, please. Nicely done. You know, we only let her do 3 rollovers at a time because we don't want her to get round. Here, you hold that and I'll let you wear my hat. Hold my hat back, I've got my spoon. You know, Ursula, you're doing a fantastic job this show. I tell you what, if you'll just come over here and help me finish up your part of the show, I'll let you have your choice of the audience. All right, sit down, up straight, and present yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what do you think of Ursula? Isn't she a sweetheart? And doesn't she mind better than some kids, you know? Now, we're going to bring her back home, but don't go away because we'll be coming back out as fast as we can with a couple of cubby bears. That's right. We'll be right back out. Don't go away.
They're gonna go get them out.
Are a year and a half of age. This is their second season in school. It takes us 3 summer seasons in order to train one of our bears. Totals about 1,000 hours out here in front of an audience. And here they come. Comesy, comesy, comesy bears. First one in over there, his name is Pennajawasit. He's the little boy. He comes from Michigan. Over here with me, this is the little girl. Her name is Echo. She comes from Pennsylvania. They're drinking milk and honey as well. Would you look at that? He's a lay-down drinker. Just like his father. Now, short drink of milk and honey, and then it's right into their routine. And here's where it all falls apart. Go ahead, get right up in the chair, sweetheart. I'd like you to sit right around. Penny, pick that can up, young man. You've got it all over your shirt. Here, would you hold that? Don't drop that spoon. I need it back. Maureen's weighing him in on the scale. What do you get? 240 pounds at a year and a half. Now hold that spoon and don't drop it. I need that one back. All right, one more chance. Don't drop it this time. Those are antiques. Now, he's getting up on top of that ball. Every spring we paint that ball with sand and paint to keep it rough so they don't slip and hurt themselves. If they do, they may never do the stunt again. And you know, he's going to have a good show. I can tell, because he's on top of the world. Yoo-hoo! We're putting on a show here. Would you mind following me over here? I want to weigh you in. Right over here. Yes, Pemmy's running the Bearmobile. That's right, the Bearmobile. And on a good day, we can get about 13 miles per gallon of ice cream with that rig. Now, she weighs in, Echo weighs in at 178 pounds. Stand right up tall. You beautiful girl. Now, you better come with me. Hey, he got in the chair backwards. It looks like he's gonna ride backwards. Oh, he does everything backwards. But that's just the way he is. Now, I've got an ice cream cone, so I'm gonna head over here, move this barrel out of the way. Now, let's see. I'd like you to come with me. Hey, excuse me. I'd like you to come over here. Do not get on top of that barrel. Don't you dare get inside that barrel. We call this bear in a barrel. Only one small part of her anatomy is going to show up at the bunghole. You see that? She's eating ice cream right through the bunghole of the barrel. Have you ever seen such a thing in your life? You know, that's the only time the ice cream is truly safe. All the bears want to hold the ice cream, but we can't let them. They tend to break the handles. Oh, you did a great job. Tell you what, here's just a little tasty for you. And now I get a taste. What's the matter? You don't share at home? We have to share. That's how we get the job done. Matter of fact, we've got a little bit of extra. Anyone want to taste? Suit yourself. Now, I think I'm going to get rid of that for a minute. Here, clean those up. Now, Pemmy over there is supposed to tumble that barrel. Careful, sweetheart. Those are improper advances, young lady. You're tearing my clothes. Look, that's harassment. Here, count those so I can get out of the trap. Go ahead, tumble that barrel, young man. You can do it. Boy, He must have stayed up too late last night watching television. They all have cable TV. His favorite channel is Animal Planet. Go ahead, pick it up. Now get up on top of that barrel. Go ahead, you can do it. Look, I'm telling you, here. This right here. Now you'll notice that there's a white V in the middle of his chest. It's a birthmark. It's called a blaze. It's a common marking in males, but not quite so common in females. It is seen occasionally. It's a mark that's going to stay with him for his entire life. He's making applause for himself. Here. Hold that. Yes. Just look at you. Laying there. What a clown. You don't have to keep grabbing me. Look, why don't you stand up and do a little dance? Yes. Oh, she does a wonderful little two-step. And meanwhile, Maureen's going to play some frisbee. Get back up on that chair. Sit down. Time to play some frisbee. He's ready. Good catch. I guess all those trips down to Hampton Beach finally paid off. What a sight they made. All right, I tell you what, I'll move this out of the way. And perhaps you could finally help me instead of grabbing me. Yes, I'd like you to climb right up on top of this half barrel here. You, in the bear suit. Now, could you jump across? And now jump back. I saw that. Let's try it again, shall we? Jump across, and now back. You know it's got to be farther one way than it is the other. Well, meanwhile, Pemmy's over there playing basketball. Yes, basketball, and he's the best player we have on our team. Look at him go, head held high. He's a proud boy, and there's a score for Pemmy. Look at him go. We always do it twice for good measure. Now, I'm going to put this away. Hey, you were supposed to stretch out before you played basketball, you clown. Oh, he loves to do that, though. That's his favorite stunt in the whole world. Here, I've got an idea. Could you do a few rollovers, since you seem to have so much energy? Yes, and could you do it again? One more time. Now, could you stand up and turn around? Oh, yes. What a sweetheart. Now, here comes the best stunt we've got. Look at him go. You know, he's only the second bear in our history to be able to do that stunt. Watch the foot that's on the scooter. You'll see it lifting up and down. He actually thinks he's walking. It's a reflex. He's been working hard at this, and we are very proud of him. He's getting better and better at it every day. You just left the scene of an accident. Where did you get a driver's license anyway? What's that? Massachusetts? The things they say in the ring. Anyone here from Massachusetts? Well, we're glad you came. You're our bread and butter. How about Rhode Island? Connecticut? Vermont? Oh, they finally showed up. How about Maine? New Hampshire? Yeah! I think I saw something from Florida over there. Is that right? No? Well, no matter where you came from, folks, we're glad you came. That's the Bear Show, the best we can do. We hope you enjoyed it.